Ladies and gentlemen, were the Soviets feeling the burn back in the summer of '88? If you were to talk to Mr. Sanders, you'd probably think so. I have to my right Big Banks. I'm Stroobs, and let's get right to it. Big Banks and I are joining you on a Tuesday night. We are feeling the burn in a different sort of way. We're working on some drinks right now. Big Banks, what are you working on?
I got the DC Brewer beer.
Oh, the DC Brow, the Citizen. That is the Belgian-style pale, not a bad beer. I'm working on my own, a little dark and stormy right now. It's cheers to you, bud. Talking about 2020 candidates. And the old timer in the room, Bernie Sanders. Some less than flattering footage was just released, was just unearthed, archaic of sorts. Burlington, Vermont, trip to the Soviet Union, Moscow '88 during Perestroika and Glasnost. Apparently, a group of Vermonters went over there, and it was tied to Bernie and wife's honeymoon. Why you would go to a totalitarian dictatorship for your honeymoon is a whole different question. But let's take a look at let's go to the videotapes.
Yeah.
To sing there also.
What are we going to sing?
As director said, added the 2 liters was today the distinctive feature of our economy is competition.
This land was made for you and me.
So interesting, you have a bunch of shirtless white dudes around, beers out. It looks like it's the intermission during a pretty atrocious porno. What's going on? I don't know what's on his mind. And this land is your land. This land is my land. From yada yada. I egged on by the Soviets, I guess, to say that it's like the Soviets almost had some sort of inclination or some sort of they predicted that he would have a path to the White House 20 years later, and now this is coming to the forefront. Funny. You want to know about collusion? You want to know about the Russians meddling in American affairs? Go right. Look no further than this. Big Banks, do you think this is hugely detrimental to the Sanders camp? Do you think that this is just an easy little clip that might have been a blunder that will be swept under the rug by the mainstream media, or is there more to it?
You know, I think he was just doing first-hand recon when it comes to the whole collusion thing with Trump and Russia. I think he kind of stepped on his own toes by having himself over there in the first place. I don't know what he was doing up in the 80s. If he was just only vacationing with his wife, God bless him, that's his right. If they are welcome in this country, have at it. But to call the pot the kettle, or the kettle the pot black, or whatever you want to call it these days, it's kind of sad.
I think you got to look at his entire political history and his entire life in its entirety, and he's not in the Soviet Union to try to sway them towards democratic institutions and liberalization. He's not. He's over there as one of them.
Well, you know, they say socialism and communism is like the cousin of each other. It's kind of closely tied. So I guess he was just doing, first-hand research of how he's going to actually move our life into a socialist, to a communist, back to a socialist ways. And I think he's doing a good job.
Big Banks and I are not going to rake Bernie over the coals over a small little clip that we might be taking out of context
from
1988. You guys can do that if you so choose. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And thanks again for sticking with our Big Banks and Stroobs videos. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.